Galileo, perhaps more than any single person, was responsible for the birth of modern science. Born in Pisa, Italy, on February 15, 1564, this famous man was the son of Vincenzo Galilei and Guella Ammanati. He was an Italian physicist, mathematician, astronomer, and philosopher. At the age of 11, he was studying humanities at Camaldoli's monastery at Vallambrosa. The solitary life of the hermit combined with the strict life of the monk was soon attractive to the young Galileo. However, Galileo's father decided that he was meant to go into medicine as it provided the most income at that time.
Father, I decided that I shall continue my stay in the monastery to become a monk.
You are forbidden from becoming a monk. It is your family duty to study medicine and earn much needed income for this family. You will be going to the University of Pisa. Being sent to study a disliked subject did not stop Galileo's physics gears from turning.
Oh, the chandeliers are swaying steadily. The swing is taking the same time regardless the length of the arc.
He designed a simple pendulum to investigate the regularity of its swing. The concept of it, using the regulate measurement of time, was further applied and built on by Christian Huygens. As he continued studying medicine, Galileo realized that he had a burning passion for math. However, he had to drop out of university due to a more pressing problem.
We do not have enough money. To support my youngest brother's dream of a music career, we need more money. Only my inventions will be able to support him at this point in time.
Using money as the motivation factor, Galileo started his invention life. He invented the hydrometer, which is used to measure relative gravity of liquids by using the ratio of density of liquid to water. He also invented the sector, using for solving problems in proportion, trigonometry, and arithmetic, as well as various exponential functions. After several innovative inventions, Galileo returns to the University of Pisa, not as a student but as a professor in mathematics. But even then, Galileo could not stop challenging facts and his inventive brain could not be stopped.
All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered. The point is to discover them.
Living by that principle, he never stopped discovering until his death. But his journey in pursuit of knowledge was not smooth. His discoveries always seemed to be against the then present belief and proven facts of famous philosophers and figures such as Aristotle, and he had to face wide-scale opposition and dismay from the general public for proving their theories wrong.
Aristotle in physics seems not to fit my theories. The only way to prove this is to go up on the Leaning Tower of Pisa and throw two objects down which have different weights. I believe that gravity pulls all bodies to Earth with the same acceleration, regardless of the weight.
Extremely firm with his stand, Galileo formulated the law of fall. For opening the dispute on the theory of gravitational acceleration, he had to pay the price of leaving the University of Pisa. Undeterred, he went to the University of Padua, where he remained for 18 years. This stable job allowed him to concentrate on his inventions and discoveries. This was the period when he made his well-known breakthroughs in the field of astronomy. First, he made improvements to the telescope for greater magnifications. By the end of 1609, Galileo had turned his telescope on the night sky and began to make remarkable discoveries. As Swerdlow writes, in about 2 months, December and January, he made more discoveries that changed the world than anyone has ever made before or since. He started his observations from the closest natural satellite, the Moon.
Aristotle's theory seemed to miss the mark again. The moon doesn't give out its own light. It merely reflects light from the sun using its own surfaces. It also has pits and valleys on its surface, unlike the commonly understood smooth surface.
Jupiter, the biggest planet in the solar system, caught his attention. He discovered the 4 brightest satellites of Jupiter amongst the many small satellites.
He named these satellites as Medicean stars after the Medici family who ruled the province I was born in.
However, the stars were renamed Galilean moons in his honor. The astronomical discoveries he made with his telescopes were described in a short book called The Starry Messenger, published in Venice in May 1610. This work caused a sensation. Galileo claimed to have seen mountains on the moon, to have proved the Milky Way was made up of tiny stars, and to have seen four small bodies orbiting Jupiter. He had also sent Cosmiso di Medici, the Grand Duke of Tuscany, an excellent telescope for himself. At Padua, Galileo began a long-term relationship with Maria Gamba, who was from Venice, but they did not marry, perhaps because Galileo felt his financial situation was not good enough. In 1600, their first child Virginia was born, followed by a second daughter Livia in the following year. In 1606, their son Vincenzo was born. However, the Venetian state froze his salary, realizing that they did not have the rights to sell his telescope. However, Galileo moved back to the University of Pisa. Saturn appears as three bodies, which is extremely strange, but I'm unable to understand the reason why. Galileo was, however, unable to identify the peculiar rings of Saturn, which was later discovered by Christian Huygens. After several other observations, Galileo came to a controversial conclusion.
I hold that the sun is located at the center of the revolutions of the heavenly orbs and does not change place, and that the earth rotates on itself and moves around it. Moreover, I confirm this view not only by refuting Ptolemy's and Aristotle's arguments, but also by producing my own for the other side.
Galileo's controversial discovery led him to many churchmen and followers of Aristotle, opposing against him and brought upon extreme abuse.
Why wouldn't anyone believe me? Pope Paul and high church officials already saw my telescope demonstrations. Even my report on sunspots were posed too.
Galileo had to face challenge after challenge. Even after producing evidence to support his theories, people did not believe him. Other observations made by Galileo included the observation of sunspots. He reported these in Discourse on Floating Bodies, which he published in 1612, and more fully in Letters on the Sunspots, which appeared in 1613. In February 1632, Galileo published Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief Systems of the World, Ptolemaic and Copernican. It was unfortunate, given the remarkable truths the dialogue supported, that the argument which Galileo thought to be given the strongest proof of the Copernicus theory should be incorrect. However, shortly after publication of Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief Systems of the World, the institution banned its sale and ordered Galileo to appear in Rome before them. Illness prevented him from traveling to Rome till 1633.
You have breached the conditions laid down by the Inquisition in 1616. The Copernican theory is false, and you have continued to hold those views and even published them. For that, you've been sentenced to life imprisonment.
However, this sentence was enforced leniently, and Galileo was held under house arrest rather than prison sentence. Galileo spent his last years writing on the laws of force and motion. Dialogues on the Two New Sciences, published in 1638, summed up his life's work on motion, acceleration, and gravity, and furnished a basis for the three laws of motion laid down by Sir Isaac Newton. It was a sad end for so great a man to die condemned of hearsay, but his legacy lives on in his words.
Facts, which at first seem impossible, will, even on scant explanation, drop the cloak which has hidden them and stand forth in naked and simple beauty.